What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zcash today, ZEC USD. It is the 10th day of April. We have 10 hours left in this day. $378 is the price. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Now, I think the last video that I made on Zcash was down here, and I was bearish. If it wasn't down here, it might have been down here, and I was bearish. I was thinking that we were in this kind of descending structure. And we were, to be fair, we were, and that would lead to a breakout to the downside. I certainly did not expect this move to happen here, but hey, it happened. You've got decent volume coming in. It's not excessive. It's not like what you saw the last time you were pumping, but decent volumes coming in. And I was wrong. However, I'm making this video not just to say, hey, I was wrong. I'm making this video primarily to warn you that I do believe this is a bull trap. And I'll get all the comments, haha, you missed the pump, whatever, you just want this to be a bull trap. I want this to pull a 10x for you. I want this to be the breakout of your hopes and dreams, and I want this thing to go to $1 billion. Prove me wrong. Laugh all the way to the bank. Please. I want that for you guys. I'm making this video, and I'm not changing my directional heading on this because I really do believe this is a bull trap. I think if you look at this on a weekly time frame, you can see just how little volume indeed this is. How very little volume. Now, it is more volume than what we had back here, but relative to everything that you've done since you really casted off this pump and even this dump, this is not the most volume that we've seen. And you are at a prior point of support here where you could find resistance. You are at prior points of resistance here where you could find resistance. And if we look at Zcash without the volume, because I think I've made my point with the volume, you can see here you found resistance at all these points before as well. And that worries me. And this, to me, it really does look like that classic maneuver known as a bull trap. And people are excited. Here's something else that kind of freaks me out. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if we had this? Let me see if I can get this going. If not, you know what? I actually don't even need to get this going because I made a post on it. So let's actually go to my profile. We go here. So let's see. It's not loading. There we go. So we look at this. Over the past year, Zcash has amassed over $200 million in long positions. Over $200 million in long positions. There's 180, there's 240, we're at probably like 220, something, or maybe directly at 200, whatever. Not so much on the short side. The shorts are like maybe around 100 million. We've got 2 to 1 on the shorts to longs over the last year, okay? Or longs to shorts over the last year. The majority of those happened, and that was the last year. The majority of those happened over the last 30 days. About 150, 140, maybe $130 million of those longs came in over the past 30 days. And there's all the shorts are decimated, man. 130 million or more longs in the past 30 days. There's like less than 10 million shorts in the last 30 days because they all got decimated. And this is the price here. You would clear out a ton of longs just getting below $300, let alone moving all the way below $200. And I do believe that that's coming. I don't believe that we pumped up like this and we're just going to dump down like this. I think that there will be moments where it'll look like we're going to pump back up and it'll make people go long at these lows or long at the highs, whatever, and just continue to wreck people on the way down. Maybe build some shorts too, and we wreck the shorts whenever we come back up and stuff like that. But all I'm trying to say is we are very off balance here. We're very, very off balance with our long to short ratio, and that should scare you. It scares me. It worries me, and I think that's a telltale sign here that this is a bull trap as well. Pair that with the lack in volume that we're seeing on the weekly time frame. We could take this high overall to this low here, and you have gone from your 382 down to your 069, and typically if you hold the 069 as support, you do go to your golden ratio. So we're in this really interesting situation here. We're at $378. We could move up to about 435, 481. We really could get up to this area and still from there plummet to our death. And I think that in time, not only will you retrace the majority, the whole entirety of this move, but you'll actually go below these lows as well. The drop that I had originally forecasted, it's going to happen just after we prove me completely wrong first and pump here. It's very, very unlikely, from here at least, it's very unlikely that we will break through this range on the first attempt. The statistical probability, let's say I am wrong and we don't eat all this back and go lower, and it won't happen like this. It'll probably take time, right? It'll probably take time. But let's say I'm wrong and that doesn't happen. You would then look to find not just resistance here, but support somewhere in this area, and then to move back up. If we see something like that, maybe I'll flip bullish then. But you'd have to show me some different structure, because right now the structure that we're getting, it looks like a giant fish hook. And this fish hook, this giant fish hook, is designed for one purpose and one purpose only. It's for trapping bulls. And the thing is, again, this area, that golden ratio zone, is not promised. We don't have to go up here. But statistically speaking, from a Fibonacci perspective, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to go up here and still drop. So we're either at a point here where we're going to find resistance, or up a little bit more and then find resistance. We look at this on the 1 hour time frame, and you can see a very strong RSI, very, very strong indeed. A little bit of bearish divergence here at this top. Maybe you come down a little bit, but again, that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be done moving up here. The MACD is bullish as well. The stochastics are kind of odd, but the price action's odd. The 1 hour might not help us too much. 4 hour time frame, definitely there is some bearish divergence there. Yes, there is. And that would call for move back down to 320. But again, we're in this weird situation where we could drop down here. We could even go a little bit lower and still work your way back up here. You're not necessarily in danger just because you go from 370 to 320 or even back down to 300. You would clear out a lot of longs, and that actually might be a good thing, to clear out all those longs, and then you have some room to run to the upside, pile on the shorts, stuff like that. Some volatility could happen. I would think if we go back below $290, that's when we know that this is the top. I would think if we go back below 290, that's would be incriminating that this is the top. Stochastics have bearish divergence. Even the MACD itself on the 4 hour time frame has bearish divergence too. That doesn't mean we have to sell off here. You know, maybe we consolidate over the weekend. It's Friday. Maybe we consolidate over the weekend, and we pump a little bit more going into Monday. We further this bearish divergence here with all these indicators. Maybe that's exactly what happens. But I do believe that we are fast approaching, if not directly at, a high point now. And if I had to guess one way or another, I normally lean with the fibs, but I am going to stick. I think that we are at a top point here. I think this might be the pinnacle of it right here. But if I'm wrong, again, what is it, like 400, 460? Where is it? Let's see. High here to a low here. 435, 480, that area. That would be the top. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong by about another like 50, let's say 60 to $100. Which is no small feat. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a very big move. This is a great move. But I think, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, I think it's probably best to take profits before the dark side comes around. We look at the daily time frame. Overbought, nice, very strong RSI. Overbought on the stochastics, very strong, and the MACD is clearing above the zero. All good things here. The 4 hour is really the one that's building that divergence. And again, this look on the daily is what gives me a little bit of faith that even if you do drop down to 330, 300, whatever, that you might find support at prior resistance, prior support, and then still prevail, still come up. I'm not going to be celebrating, being like, haha, I told you so. If we're down here, we get below 290, okay, or maybe even like 280, then I'll be like, all right, and we called that pretty well. But from here, we could bounce, and we could find a higher high that then provides bearish divergence. We've seen that before, right? We've seen that before here. We had the bearish divergence here. We could certainly do it again right now. And that would form bearish divergence not just on the RSI, but the MACD and maybe the stochastics as well. I don't have anything else I need to say. I said it all. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I was wrong, but I believe inevitably I will be right. I very much believe that I will be. And I don't care to be right or wrong. I care to make money. And I care to help other people make money, or at least help them not lose their asses on something. And I really do think that if you're holding any of the numerous amounts of cryptos out there that are down in the dumps right now, and you're selling them to buy the coin that's pumping, you're going to get wrecked. This is a no-buy zone. I don't care if it pumps another $100. This is a no-buy zone. I'm getting deja vu whenever I was talking about Tau. Anyways, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.